to start off, this is my notebook. It's a Pentalic Traveler Sketch. Now, a lot of people, when they see my work, they're always surprised that it's in such a small format, but this is what I like. It's really portable, and I like that the cover is flexible, so I can just easily put it into my pants pocket. All right, so let's jump in. Let's clear this out of the way. First page. You know, always do a little motivational something or other to get me started. I try and do my areas of focus. You know, my start and finish, just to keep track. So big thing I like to use these notebooks for is taking notes, or Sketchbook rather, for taking notes. You know, a lot of random doodles. Things that don't really make a lot of sense, but they're kind of funky. There's a guy inspired by Samurai Jack. And a lot of my work is just marker in black ink. So here's that. Here's an illustration of how I was feeling this day. You know, sometimes you can't really express your emotions to people, so you just gotta draw funky stuff. Here's a Chef Squirtle. I like that one, how that one turned out actually. Some elements. So a lot of times I'll just get inspiration of different like noses or mouths or things like that and just draw it in here so I have reference to it later on. Here I'm practicing doing some character design. Just mixing it up with some black ink for different framing. An elephant, I just went for it on this one. No background sketch. Here's a girl I drew in about 10 minutes. I had to be somewhere and I was kind of late, but I just had to draw. You know how that is. Jimmy Diamonds, laying in a pool of diamonds. Don't really know what that one's about, but I kind of liked it. Some song lyrics that popped in my head. I like to make checklists a lot, so I draw little circles, and then, you know, you get the satisfaction of checking another thing off the list. It feels pretty good. Drawing about hands tuning in. Everybody's connected nowadays. Here's some mermaids for Mermay that I was drawing that I liked. Really practicing my shading, trying to make it pop off the page, which with these Prismacolors is pretty easy. I also read the New Yorker, so when I find comics that I like or illustrations, I tape them into the back of these pages so that I get something out of it rather than just a page that bled through. Just a little ghost dude. This creepy guy, I don't know, sometimes you just go for it and it's a little weird, but that's alright. Some squid sharks making skid marks because I like to get punny with it sometimes. Some notes from church. Good opportunity to practice my typography. And this guy, so this is Broccoli Thomas right here. I feel like this was a real turning point in this notebook. It's like where everything came together, and from that point on I was like, okay, it's business time. Some more drawings that I liked, or illustrations from the New Yorker. Some notes about Premiere Pro, wanting to get better at YouTubing and making videos. One of my biggest influences in music, Chris Cornell, R.I.P. Illustration of Kendrick. You know, I like music a lot too, so I gotta add that in there when I can. Some logo design work. So I'm also a graphic designer, so a reason I really like having a notebook or a sketchbook is because I can practice all these different things all the time. And plus it's a nice little portfolio. If people see me drawing in it, they're like, "Well, what's that? Let me see." And I say, "I'll be more than happy to show you." You know, some of this stuff is just how I'm feeling, a little disconnected and overwhelmed. Trying to do some sort of scene, but it's still not my strong suit. Notes from my friends. I like to keep those in there. Some more practice. some typography practice. I like to find quotes, and I don't know, I think they're just good reminders and a fun way to put something other than drawings in your notebook. Some more New Yorker. Making blobs out of colors, and then just going in and making random faces out of it. Probably actually one of my favorite things to do, if you're stuck especially. Some pin ideas, some notes about drawing faces. After Effects, you know, gotta make my videos a little bit fancy. A very uninspired sketch late at night. Just wanted to scribble something. Comic ideas. Didn't get too far, but you know, I got some. It's better than nothing, right? Some skulls. So actually, I've always had a problem with skulls. I don't know why. Just not my thing. And this guy looks like Nicolas Cage. So yeah, it looked like the Ghost Rider to me. Some more notes. Practice with the ballpoint pen. It's kind of fun. It takes a lot of time to get these lines thicker though, which is not my favorite. I will say that. Some quotes that I liked. Here's another turning point. This is for a Kai-June challenge. So drawing monsters for the month of June. And I don't know, I just really like how this turned out. I think it's me. Not literally, but you know, it's my style. I like how it's coming together. Some notes on UX and UI design. Song ideas. Oh, look at that. I got more than 2. Getting better. You know, some bird practice, because drawing birds is weird. This guy eating Haagen-Dazs ice cream because I myself am a little too fond of ice cream. It's probably my favorite dessert. Some video ideas because I want to bring some cool content to you guys. And if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments of what you'd like to see, and I'll do my best to make it happen. This was another Kai-June challenge, a mix between a Hercules beetle, this pattern, and a gorilla. I think it's pretty cool. Some modern marketing notes. Yeah, I'm really into the, I don't know if you call it self-help or just how-to, but I really like those kind of articles and books, so I try and take quotes from it as much as I can. Also, it helps me remember, because books are not always the easiest for me to remember. Some more sushi logo ideas. Just getting out ideas. Sometimes they're not good, but you gotta get them out. Oh, I really like this guy or girl. I found them on Pinterest, and I just, you know, had to copy down some of their stuff for some inspiration. After Effects. Just trying to get better. Notes from church. This was one day I just went to the coffee shop and just wrote for about an hour and a half. Just whatever popped into my head, you know. It's pretty random, but there might be something in there later on that I find that I like. Some cool notes about being an illustrator that I liked. So I wrote those down. An uncolored inked piece. Probably will not be finished. Usually when I finish a notebook, I don't really come back to it. Unless, of course, it means doing a sketchbook tour, then that may be an exception. Trying colored pencil. Not my favorite. Here's another artist I liked. I think this is from a Dribble account. MAIS2. I liked her style and added a little bit of my own flavor to it, but you know, it's fun to find people and just try and work in their style so that when you come back to it, it's like, oh, they did this or they did that, and then later on it shows up in your work. It's pretty cool. I feel like your style is just a conglomeration of all these different artists that you look up to or take inspiration from. So this is my animal project. And I basically just made a challenge for myself because I'm not the greatest at drawing animals. So I wanted to do 30 days of drawing animals. And my first one was a bear. And I really like this set of drawings because I think I pushed myself a lot in terms of color and just shading, composition, and storytelling. So there's my bear eating pancakes. Have a DJ hippo. This iguana playing basketball, inspired by NBA Jam from the Super Nintendo. Yeah. A swan skateboarding. Got a swordfish with a donut on his nose. Is that a nose? I don't know what that is. Here's a page I messed up on, so I covered it in black ink and wrote over the top. And my probably all-time favorite art supply is the Jelly Roll white gel pen. Here's a very suave giraffe. He knows how to talk to the ladies. You know, some more lemur practice. A panther that I wasn't super happy with, but my brother said he liked it, so I was like, alright, I guess it's cool. An alligator making pizza. A rhino with a rainbow horn. I'm not exactly sure what this rainbow horn does, but maybe it's like Skittles or something, makes rainbow clouds. Here's a lemur from the circus. Here's a picture of me. I went camping and my friend had a giant inflatable duck. So I wanted to, I don't know, capture that moment. No, I did not actually stand on it like this, but it'd be pretty cool if I did. You can just believe whatever you would like. Here's an armadillo with corn on the cob scales and the silhouette of a potato. Yeah, I don't know about that one. This is a shark, a nerd shark, a studious shark, a shark that got away. I don't know, I like how this one turned out. A banjo gorilla with no tooth. A party owl. You know, 'cause owls are always awake in the night. Their nocturnal nature and whatnot. You know, I'm trying to sketch out some ideas for content for my blog. A day at the park. I didn't really want to draw a literal interpretation of what was happening, so this is what I was inspired to draw. Methods to generate creativity. Just writing down random things. I don't even know Bradley Theodore. I have no idea. I don't know what this is. Weird looking deer thing. Business platypus with a wet suitcase because it's in the water. Here is my attempts at drawing a squirrel, which by the way are very difficult to draw, or at least in my case, and some faces of people that I seen from the open mic. Some sketches from Paper Girls, a cool comic that I got recently. Avoided squirrel drawing because my friend said, "Oh, it looks like a hedgehog." And from that point on, I could only see a hedgehog. So I redrew it, you know, with the acorn bubbles. I try and give each animal something unique rather than just being an animal, which is cool enough, but, you know, I gotta make it cooler. Gotta spice it up. Anyways, that's all from this notebook. And of course, I got little keepsakes at the back. Put business cards or receipts. You know, whatever you got that's small enough to fit in there. So that's it. My 12th notebook. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed seeing all my artwork, my sketches, my notes. my weird and funky drawings, and even got a sneak peek into seeing how my brain works. If you have a comment for me, feel free to leave one. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you do feel so inclined, to subscribe. Thanks again.